look, someone's wearing jeans. It's been like forever. I have to name, maybe it's Franny the Flamingo Stripes, Love Stripes. It's my steaming towel. Is anyone else steaming their face? We got a little bit of a lecture about my cough. We're going to see where we go today. I'm going to keep it low energy. Maybe that'll tickle the throat less. Tickles. Mimuna Sameach, everybody. Ashkenazi Jew here, but believe me, I wouldn't eat a mafleta if you paid me right now with butter or margarine or whatever. Okay, so let's start out. First of all, we finished Passover. We went through the Red Sea, and now is Mimuna, and I talked about it. It's a really awesome celebration. Moroccan Jews do it. I don't really know how it's done. It seems always very magical to me. Yeah. Of course, I'm wearing my bikini. I'm a mermaid. I'm suffering here. So the bikinis are out. They're out, and I keep putting them on and dancing around. I'll get to my sea. Anyway, so the Mimuna. So it's awesome. People, like, if you go to the good ones many years ago, and now Tzachi Levi, your mom does make a great one, but I went to even a more interesting one. Although Mary makes a great Mimuna. I'm sure she's very disappointed. Do send my dash to your family. Zach. Yeah, she makes great chocolate. Anyway, so we want, like, people get dressed up. Like, I've been to one and they have a belly dancing, like a belly dancer, and you get to dance with her, and everybody's like loo 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 loo, and the kerchiefs and the bells, and it's special, and they're sweets, and so it's for a sweet new. It's like a sweet year. If there's Moroccans, please chime in. They do something with beans and money. I kind of forgot. I think there's a fish thing. It's really about blessings and, like, good vibes, and it's very special and it's very sweet. And one thing that everybody makes is a mafleta, and it's a crepe. Shalom, shalom, Avi Makoi. And it's a crepe. I'm just discussing what a mafleta is. And it's a crepe, and then you put margarine, and then you drip honey, and you roll it up. And people make a big deal, and they're usually wearing fun outfits. I mean, whatever, to each his own. It's fun. But, like, who eats margarine nowadays? All right, so you use butter. But it's like a whole thing, and it's like if you're Moroccan, it's like you have a patent on how to roll these things, whatever. It's yours. I don't need it. I'm fine. Anyway, I don't like Ashkenazi food either, so I'm not. Actually, I love Moroccan food, but anybody can roll a mafleta. You can't necessarily make Moroccan food like a Moroccan. No, never. They're such good cooks. So, how has everybody been so far? I'll be honest. I've been masked, and I'm very public about this. And there's a mandatory mask usage in public. Now, at first I was questioning the word mandatory, but now I'm just going to question the word public. So, Israelis have, especially Tel Avivians, have a sense of entitlement that I talk about, not to mention their selfishness and ego. But this entitled thing means that pretty much, like, everything is theirs. Always. So if you walk down the street, that sidewalk is theirs. Meaning they're not going to walk over. Only now with Corona, they moved to, it's a beautiful thing now. You can actually walk on a sidewalk with your fellow Tel Avivian and not get walked off the block by their dog, or, everything is more important than the person that they're walking next to on the street. So, is it the problem that they don't understand what public means? Does public only mean in the grocery store? Does public mean when you're walking around on the public streets? Now, because everybody thinks they own the entire city, it's a problem because it's public around your building. And does that mean you can run around like a crazy maniac around your building if it's these small little buildings next to each other with these little private background yards? And are they private or are they for the people in the building? It's a little problematic. Now, parks and beaches have been closed, but there are people in the parks. Does that mean you can break the tape, or you can just, with lack of self-control, you just sit in the park, on the benches, in the playground? Like today I saw full-on playground. And then I got a message that said, why do you care? Well, I would think that after months of quarantine and me walking around in 70-degree weather with a mask on my face, which could cause some serious, like, chachkunim, some bad skin. I mean, it's all about, like, ego, no, people? Like, I don't want to wear a mask. It could cause irritation, a possible rash, but I'm doing good so far. But still, does anybody really want to walk around with a mask on? And so I do care. Are we all supposed to be wearing masks, or just some of the special people? Or myself, because my cough, I'll be wearing one for years at this rate. I don't know what to do anymore. But so there was controversy over a photograph, and I was the shamer. And you know what? Okay, so be it. It became a issue also in that like liberally overwhelmed like fake Jew convert women's page that just, it was like people write things like, I got a ticket for walking on the beach. Should I pay it? Yeah, you just broke the law, bitch. I mean, it's so crazy. And these are like, okay, they're private groups, but it's a place where you're putting information out. If you get a ticket, why do you have to bring it to a public forum and make a big deal? So it was obvious, and like the girl kind of got caught, but then the liberals were like, don't bash her. It's difficult as it is, in this situation to receive a 500 shekel fine. Well, what the fuck were you doing on the beach? They were closed. They said they're going to be fining people. They're going, I don't know. Now, parks, can we talk about it? Are they open? Are they closed? Now, someone said, well, it's someone's backyard. It's 100 meters. I'm like, really? 100 meters. Okay. So that means they can sit in the park. Well, they better figure that one out. Don't you think? I would think, let's go further. How about we see the prime minister and the president with a mask on already? Why don't they just become a damn example? I'm sorry. We're all talking with masks on our face. It's ugly. It's awful. But I don't want to see... Was Trump in the room the other day with a bunch of people sitting at a table discussing something? None of them had masks. Okay, they were socially distancing. But they're talking like in a grocery store. It's problematic. I would think a small room, problematic. So... It's just weird conversations, and everybody's a medical specialist. You gotta be nowadays, right? Right now I'm still on that guy that's saying don't use a respirator, use more oxygen. Okay, but now there's a girl that's talking about pressure in the right brain or something like that. So and she had a medicine. She had a medicine that she spoke about. Oopsie daisy. Uh-oh. Got some water on my computer. I don't like to do that. So everybody's got a thing, So now I'm watching Molly's Game. I think I've seen it, but I'm going to go in for it one more time. I'm wearing jeans. It's been like 1,000 years. Okay. Can anybody tell me what they're eating? Say hi. Tell me what you're drinking. Today's been a tea day. CBD. No CBD. No. Usually that's a night thing, is my CBD. Did you exercise? Did you move? Did you make a mask? So today I made beet soup. Beet coconut milk with coconut milk. It's so good, so good. And I'm so happy to get rid of matzah. I'm not a big matzah girl. I think I'm going to put, I have a package of matzah that's not been opened. Also, bread. It's it's so nasty. I'm going to put it out. Maybe somebody would want it. Anything else? Oh, okay. I wish there was, where are my Lehigh people? Avi, say something. Say it in Hebrew. I'll read it. So there's this big thing going down with friends from college. There's just a lot of blame. People are really angry at Trump, but it's just so interesting to, I think being alone is different than even being with a couple, even if you're watching stuff. But that's all I did when I was sick was watch videos from Wuhan or Italy and just get freaked out and understand the situation was so crazy. So I also watched people that I know do videos and have interviews on radio nationally, in their, whatever it was. It's nowadays, everything is global, right? You put it on the internet. But people that had come out in March and said that Israel was bad because they didn't let South Koreans in after the pilgrims, these South Korean pilgrims first bought COVID-19. And then I was made fun of by a friend from New York that I went to college with. And he's like, you're from a war-torn zone. You don't know anything that's going on in New York. Well, I lived in New York a long, long time, and I'm a total New Yorker, and my closest friends are all there, and I'm still connected to everyone that my neighbors. And Israel's not war-torn, number one, so that was pretty idiotic. But, dude was all about blame. And it was so crazy because we had spoken months, in early March. And I was asking if where he was working, it was open. And not only was he proud that it was open, he's we're gonna face this pandemic, dead on, no one's going to tell us we can't go to work. We're doing this for our clientele, and it's bullshit. It's about money. Tachlis, right? Tachlis, bottom line. So people didn't want to stop their businesses. And believe me, if Trump had told everybody, stop your business, lockdown, they would have been a revolution. It's crazy. So right now, everybody's looking back and doing hindsight 2020. Because you acknowledge that someone has done something good does not make you a die-hard fan of that person. I'm not a fan of President Trump. When he does good, you have to acknowledge good. And when he does bad, you're just like, oh my God, what the hell was that? This is such a surreal, government right now. But I think the biggest issue now is, there's so many medical experts with no medical degrees that are making these outrageous comments. And yeah, I did scream at the TV when Dr. Fauci was go on a cruise. And I think I even yelled at Trump a few times. But had Trump stopped, it was the whole thing when he wouldn't let flights from China. They could go on connecting flights, but direct flights, no from China. When that started, God, I remember the madness and people racist, all these issues. And now they're yelling that he should have locked down the country immediately. Well, I agree with that, but from day one I said it. There's no reason for the gradual. Hit us hard, close it down, put mask on, lock everybody freaking up, stop the spread. Instead, this gradual, because you had to let democracy and freedom. No. And it's funny, a friend of mine, Dedi, I'm going to say your name because I saw you writing. There's somebody here in Tel Aviv who's a lawyer and he's, very extreme, very liberal, and he's making something, I guess, accusing the government of being a dictatorship. Well, you know what? During a pandemic, you need a dictatorship-esque type leadership at the moment, because even though there's a law right now of mandatory masks, I just was in a dialogue with somebody this afternoon who told me, you don't need a mask. I'm lost. I talked to a friend who works at Ynet. She said, no, it's you need it, but as a Sunday, which would be today, we're what day? I don't know. Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know what day it is, but it's a day. It's Wednesday, I think. But on Sunday, masks were mandatory. But now this guy's saying, no, it's not mandatory. Hello, Sarah. How are you, Sarah? So, I'm just finding, people are getting angry that things weren't done or things are taking so long. But I keep saying it's our own issue. It's our own fault and our own problem. I kept saying it from day one. It was more than just Trump. It's more than just Bibi. We need to watch our neighbors because our neighbors seem to have no self-control. I didn't see any of my direct neighbors today wearing a mask. I know that they were very close. Supposedly now it's 15 feet is the spread, which is more than 2 meters. So that's double 2 meters. So we're talking I don't know metrics. So we're talking about 4.5, 5 meters. So that's the spread. Okay. No, you don't know who is asymptomatic. You don't know who may have it. But the idea that people are running by my window less than 15 feet away, screaming and yelling, which, yeah, shit's coming out of your mouth. Okay. Children, which are known to be spreaders, are like screaming and running by my window. So there's nothing I can do. And then someone sends me like, it's a snitch thing. I'm like, you know what? It's not a snitch thing. We're not in the Holocaust. People wake the freak up. We're in a pandemic, which means you got to be your brother's keeper at some point. The idea that people are walking around with masks around their necks. No, some guy came on a bicycle right next to me. Where am I going? I'm jumping left and right. I'm walking in the middle of the street lately. And today a guy came right by me with his thing around his neck and I'm like, great mask. And he's like, right? And I was like, he doesn't even know. Like, I really believe Tel Avivians feel that if they put their mask right here, that it will keep away COVID-19. Now, I'm going to read what Sierra wrote. Today was like a normal fucking day. We took Rocky for a walk and everyone was out without masks. I'm getting pissed off because I want to go back to work and live a normal damn life. But the thing is that you understand that it's still spreading. And we've been on this forever lockdown. And it's, don't give me this mortality rate. I'm tired of that. It's a pretty healthy population and we're damn lucky. It's not about that. How, in God's name? Sarah, I think we're up to almost 12,000. 12,000 cases. And it's not about testing because they have a shortage of tests. It's because people are going in freaking sick. Where's the spread coming from? Doesn't that bother anybody that you can sit and sit and sit? I know. I haven't seen my dear friend. She's 2 blocks away. And, I want to get better. And I can't. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the stress. I can't wear a mask. It hurts. I have something with my breathing and it hurts and I cough and... So, hi, Nathan. I'm freaking out. We're having a problem here. Is it happening in New York? Nathan, tell me. Is it happening? Are people wearing masks or not wearing masks? I just don't get it. If I can save somebody heartache, if I can save somebody from sickness, if I can make other people stay healthy and myself stay away from COVID-19, I'm going to do whatever I need to do. I don't care that I'm wearing a mask. It's kind of a thing now. You just got to make it your thing. Find a style. And personally, I find those surgical masks so I mean, the concept of air right now is suffocating. The concept of this mask is suffocating. Knowing that everybody's walking around reusing the same mask because they don't want to just do a do your own self and wash it every day. I'm washing. I've never washed so much in my life. My electric bill is crazy. Has the government talked about rents, or they're just going to give the landlords more incentives, like more whatever for their mortgages and relief to Israelis? Do you have to be from South Tel Aviv to get relief? I mean, it's really crazy what's going on here. Do I have to be from Bnei Brak? What if I can't get any, and everybody's, so let's talk about that. That's the most interesting concept. No one should be embarrassed because this pandemic is affecting everybody everywhere about rent, money, things. But I have an issue that if you own like global clubs, Maine and New York, and you have your fancy house in the East Hampton, your fancy apartment, and it's all over the internet for everybody to see, how in God's name do you ask for people to give money to your employees? Sell one of your homes. We don't all need 2 homes. All these people, all these stars telling me that we're all in this together. Are you serious? Together what? You know, Christy Teigen has now, and I mean, I've seen it. I've turned it off. It's so not interesting to me lately. Instush has become like disgusting. And Netta's getting skinnier and skinnier in her bikinis because all she does is work out with like her soccer man husband. But I mean, if people really want to talk about this moving us to another level of bettering ourselves, how we treat one another, I'd like to actually see that. When I see poor people making masks for the hospital, I'm blown away by those human beings. You know, when I see people in not great situations just going out of their way for humanity, it's mind-blowing. What's going on in the front line, mind-blowing. When I see my friend who I'd never seen him sicker in my life, he sent me all these pictures going back into the hospital. He wanted to show me all the regulations going on. He wanted me to see the doctor. It was cute. You know, I'm sure he sent it to others, but he knows how important, first of all, to make sure he was safe, but like that he wanted to share, like, I'm going back into the, you know, the lion's mouth. I'm going back into the beast. And we're sitting here and famous or news reporters are telling us all these things. No one on CNN is not going to get paid. Fox, they're all getting paid. Everybody we keep seeing in front of our faces telling us how to live our lives, telling us what's making or breaking us, they are all getting paid, right? And we're sitting here passing their information along and giving credence to people. Like, why hasn't Chris Cuomo said, I know how bad this is getting. I'd like to donate this much for the cause. I have no idea. And I'm not saying that a rich person has to go poor. And maybe I'm talking like a socialist. I'm talking, this is a pandemic. I'm tired of seeing Dr. Priscilla and Mr. Mark Facebook, you know, act as if they are specialists in the world of global I'm not supposed to say global, this is supposed to be pandemic because pan means that it's global. I know, Brenda. So I want to see more input of, I've given up this house so that now I can give money to my employees instead of asking you to pay my employees. I know there's all funds for restaurant workers. I mean, like, it's great. I think that all the nurses that have, you know, joined, or maybe they're teacher nurses that just joined in, of course, I really feel that their education needs to be paid off, and we need to rethink things like basketball players and football players. When did they all get such astronomical amounts of money for doing what? Really entertaining us? And okay, they got all the money and they got all their goods, but I'd be so, like a sense of like humanity if I saw them actually give up some of that to help their fellow American. I mean, if DJ Khaled goes on one more time showing everyone that he's the best and how great his life is, wow. And if you go through the comments, I know I have, and others have written like, wow, when was the last time you gave to charity? And then everyone's like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't give to charity. Why? Why would you support that? Why would anybody, and I'm going to go there, Licky's Gym or whatever her name is. This is crazy. Do you realize a month ago I walked by when social distancing was the law, when no groups over 10 was the law, and her gym was open. And I took a picture because I was shocked that at 9 a.m. they were having a party and they offered me champagne. But they did. And she's never closed her gym. So we got masks are mandatory, parks and beaches have been closed, gyms have been closed. I've watched a friend of mine, Gunda, he's doing the funniest stuff, but like, he's not in a gym. So why is Leaky totally doing her gym stuff every day, bringing in a guest or not? I'm not getting it. I'm really getting pissed. Why? Because she's a celeb? Because she knew the guy, this woman, and she knows all. She's an essential worker. Let me tell you, when did a trainer become an essential worker? Come on, we all need to get a grip. And I know Licky isn't making money off her videos, but that's some viral whatever's going on. And for sure, it's good for business and it's an ongoing thing. But it should not be held in her gym. Gyms are closed. And in her apartment, shouldn't have her friend over and videotaping it. Even crazier is the Israeli television goes and they give her a segment. What about my friend who's for 14 days did a wellness free of charge out of her apartment every morning? My friend Maya did this for like 14 days. I don't even know what she's doing at this point. I mean, we've all done these things and I did mine in order to keep some sensibility that every day it's a window into the world and talking and conversing because I'm a human. And I can't talk much because I cough and I save myself every day. Because this is the way we should be human with one another and hear each other. And when I talk to my neighbor and he doesn't have eggs and I don't have many, but I'm like, I can't imagine an Israeli guy without eggs. And I say, I'll give you eggs, and then I write, I'll give you the eggs. So when do you want to pick up the eggs? And then he's like, oh, I don't, and because I was like, I need eggs. But I'll give you these and then you'll, and it's like, and then I find out he got eggs. I never said, can I get you some eggs? That's crazy. It's really crazy. I mean, don't we just want this world to be this place that we could trust our neighbor? Wouldn't it be this beautiful world if I cared about you and you cared about me? Like I respected your space. I respected your well-being. I respected that. Instead, I have an immoral psychologist, it's not a doctor, seeing patients who can't even lock their bike outside. They have to drag their dirty bikes through the building to the second floor. And it's actually illegal to lock your bikes. And that was because of all his patients. So he's seeing these people hourly, still in a residential building, which means I'm always in a mask. And I started using self-tanner here because I'm going to look like a monkey soon. It's like going to be white. Melina, it's ginger, honey, and lemon. My friend is, Shalom. Hi, Ariel. How are you? How's Travis? How's everyone doing over there? How's Callie? How's your community? Let me know. I'm sure you would agree. I know, and like how Travis is, and gosh, it's really bringing the truth out of people. And, money is important, but even more important is that we know that during a pandemic, can you imagine? It's stressful. And if you have nothing, why are we not doing more? When I say like people that have 5 houses, maybe we'll give up a house during this pandemic to help people that are so poor to help themselves, to keep them. I don't know, to be honest, I ran away from the numbers after a while because I think it's sick to count like fatalities. It's awful. And the more I heard ages, I heard everyone go, you see, it's just an old people's disease. And it's not true. What it is our roots. It's our ancestry. When I hear in Israel, like these Jewish old people's like their names, and I think about all those roots that are done now. And it's just a horrible virus. I mean, I love children, but I'm terrified of them now. And I see them, it's just like they scare me. When they run by my window, I'm like, my God, can you hurt me? I mean, I know you don't want to, but that's why it's not about me. It's just let's just all do this because we care about our neighbor. Because we care about our family, we care about the well-being of the global community. I mean, as the internet, we are all global citizens. I mean, look at how this virus just like ran rapid around the world, right? You have to be responsible for your travels now, and now you have to understand where you were and who you were around and where was your exposure. This is what we're dealing with nowadays. And we have to be responsible neighbors. We have to care. We have to know that everyone's got their eggs. They got their fruits and vegetables. That they're not sitting there going, God, I haven't eaten an orange in days. It shouldn't be like that. In Israel, we should all have oranges, right? Well, not all of us. If you live in, Old North. I'm watching an ex who's famous. He's going all over and he's care packaging. And so I thought, I'll write and ask, can you help me? I'm having a really hard time. I need to get this. I can't go to the stores. Financially, I've been hit really hard. Can you help me with these organizations? This is a person that, like, if you Google my name, this person's name will come up. I was very connected, even as a friend, after we broke up. It was years. We were friends for years. I know the family. Hi, Hank. So when I ask that of a native Israeli that's like going all over the news as this like human, this humanity, it's like activist. He's for the people. Well, the one person he knew quite well, I know his family, won't respond. I asked for help. I told him I had a serious bacterial lung infection and that like my recovery's been difficult and I've had no follow-up treatment because that's where I was going to see the specialist because my case kept elevating because I was having a chronic cough. So the hospital became Corona Central. And everybody's writing me like, Alyssa, you want to test? And I'm like, no, I don't have it. I just have this cough. And they're like, cough's not good. You've had it for how long? Since November. So yeah, it's really tough. And I'm a mermaid. So I don't, the bikini dons. Don's restaurant. So I have my bikini and, I'm not going to have to sneak to the beach. When I see that beach, I'm going to say a Shechianu and I'm going to be so happy and I'm going to be allowed to be there and I'm going to be able to go there without a mask and I'm going to be able to go there with love. I'm not going to have to sneak or see if I'll get a ticket. That's not the way I want to get to the sea. No way. Not this caring mermaid, law-abiding mermaid that cares about the well-being of her neighbors and herself. So, I'm done for now, everybody. I'm gonna bring it in. This was a pretty heavy one. I know everybody always thinks it's just like I'm on happy pills, but no, life happens. Hi, Yalushk. Did you see that picture? Can we go? I'm talking about being a mermaid. That's funny. You showed up. I didn't even see you there. Anyway, I'm going to bring this in and just say Laila Tov, which is good night in Hebrew. I don't know. I always say, Al Bei Neshikot, and Neshikot are kisses, and Amon Amon Ahava. Ahava is love. But honestly, I'm feeling like I'm Yisrael Chara lately. That's how I feel. My neighbors could have matching masks, N95 masks, a month ago with their kid, and now they don't wear one anymore. I don't get it. So, who knows what tomorrow will bring. Thanks for being here. I wish you guys would talk more. I feel like a babbling head. So take care. Have a beautiful night. Have a groovy morning. I don't know. Do something different. Be kind to your neighbor. Ask them if they need fruits or vegetables or some eggs maybe.